Hello, I am Aadarsh Devi from the MiramarWaterJets, and this is the user manual for the Float Data Visualizer. Before we start, I will have the link for the GitHub repository or the releases for this build down below. The build is only Windows 11 for now. Later on, there's going to be a Linux and macOS down the road. So once you come to the releases page, you have the first one here, the Float Data Visualizer 2.0.0 beta 1. And here there are like two versions for Windows 11. There is the MSI and there's the EXE. I don't know if you guys can see. Okay. So the one on the bottom is the MSI, on the one on top is the EXE. I'm going to choose the MSI because that's what I usually use. So now we're downloading it. So now I'm going to run it. So I'm installing it. If you get this, there's nothing. Nothing's gonna happen. So run anyway, and you get the wizard. So I'm going to click next, and this is where you want your application to download. I'm just going to click next, and I'm just installing it. I'm clicking yes, and it's finished. So now if I go to float, it's all one word, so float data visualizer. Later it's gonna be separate words, but for now, so this is the float data visual. If you can see, the 1.4.4 is like the different one, so the one we have is 1.5.4 beta. This is the one we're working on right now. So when we're in, and as you can see, there is nothing here. That is because you have to create a connection. So if I can open File Explorer and let's see. Right now I am gonna find, where is it? Here, users, IntelliJ, float data visualizer, documentation. So I'm gonna show you what my Arduino is running. So you guys would have your float, which sends to your receiver through wireless, which would be Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, LoRa, and my Arduino is simulating the wireless receiver. And here, if you can see, I'm sending it in the 2024-2025 format of the float. The format is team number, that is 4 digits, with a dash and the name of it, team name, comma. So here my data is sending in packets, so is this pkt dash. Next I'm sending time, depth, and that's all, time and depth. So I'm going to say time, and here I'm going depth. So here, this is what I'm sending. My units are here. So my time is in seconds and my depth is in meters. So this is what my float is sending. So I'm going to copy this, and once we're here, this is the float result. This is the home page. So here you have delete URL or export. Export does not work. I'll explain it later once the feature comes out. So here we're creating the name of the connection. Okay, this white bar on top is a bug, which I will be fixing shortly. So we're going to name the connection. I'm going to name it serial connection. This is a test. Not a test, sorry. Connection 1. My baud rate here is I'm using 115 200, so I'm doing the same, 115 200. Here, as you can see, I have my Arduino. If I go to device manager, and you can see there's like ports. Yeah, ports right here. You have ports, USB 0, so that's my port for the Arduino. So that's what this is, and I'm connecting to it. So now this is talking to my Arduino. So here is what I'm going to paste that information I wrote here below here, like the team info. Before we click enter, we're gonna change this after all. So when we were in mate, our team name was PN12 and our team name was MiramarWaterJets. Make sure it's exactly the same, because if I have like PN11 MiramarWaterJets, it's not gonna get data. It has to be exactly the same. It's for security reasons. Because if someone else sends, if you receive someone else's data, it'll use your team number and your team name to make sure it doesn't take it. So here we're getting time and depth as our measurements. So here is the flags. So the flags are basically what you're giving to the app to say like start the application and stop the application. So if you see here, I'm sending start data transfer flag. So this is what I'm using to tell my app to start logging the data I send. And the same thing for end flag. This flag tells my app stop reading the information. So once this is done, I click confirm, and now here I have my connection. So here, see, you have the serial, the baud rate, and the port this is from, and you have a small symbol here which says it's a serial connection. Now, if you right click this, we have two options. One is to delete it, which means it's gonna delete it. So autofill is a feature which basically puts all the previous information you had. The only things you would have to add is the measurements, like the time, depth, and the packet, because that's the only things you would have to. So that is also something I would have to update later on. So now I click confirm, and now I see measurements. This is what it is. Measurements is basically what the app is receiving. So in this connection, I'm receiving time and depth. So that's what these are. And my time is in seconds and my depth is in meters. That's what this is. So I can close it. And now is the next part. We're creating, not creating, we're clicking it. So once we click this, we'll come here. And this is where you're going to have your table of your data table and your graphs. So before we go anywhere, at the front here, we have your flags, just in case you want to check it. I might add a bit more, but I do not know what to add. If you guys have any suggestions, please feel free to put an issue on GitHub, which is right here. So go to, once you download it, so you have this here, you have issues. So if you want new issue, go here, you put like a name, like, let's see, confirmation before deleting a connection. Have a dialogue to ask the user if they want to delete the connection permanently. Delete. So now, and I create. So now we have this issue, which is confirmation referring to the connection. So if you have any things, like if you have like a feature that you want or something wrong with the application, it's like something's wrong, it's not working well, this is how you would do it here. And that's for this. And I will try my best to respond as quickly as possible. But disclaimer, I might not be able to add every thing you guys would ask. If you ask something and I'm not able to do it, I would say it that I might not be able to add it, or it's not possible by me. Okay, so once that is done, we saw the config. So there are tabs below. You have the config tab here, the table, and the depth. So the config is basically your connection. It's going to show all the data of the connection. Right now it's just the start and end data transfer flags, but later on it's going to have everything else. Next is the table. So here's the team info. That's what the team is. The packet number, the time, and the depth. So that's what this is. And if you right click, you have two options. We'll come to this back later. We're in depth, and we have the graph, scatter plot. It's depth or time or depth. I'm not sure how you would say it, but that's what this is. So now when you want to start recording data, you click start, and see, now my Arduino is sending me the data, and this is what the data is. So if you see here, my data is random. I am generating random values from 0 to 100, but for you guys, you will get your data from the float. So this is all my data. As you can see, we have the profiles down below. Each color corresponds to a single profile. For you guys, it will look like was like a digital signal from on to off, or that, yes, on to off. So it will be like from 70, then it will go to like 10, 20, and come back to 70, 80, and then the cycle will repeat. So now you can see it's the stop is disabled. So we have all our data. This is a neat feature. If you press Control Alt and you scroll, you do the mouse wheel up. So you scroll up, you can zoom in. If you do it down, you do out. Control Alt, middle mouse, scroll up is zoom in. Control Alt, middle mouse, scroll down is zoom out. You have two features, which is reset size, and it's going to reset it. Next, if you click Control mouse up, you're changing the height. So Control scroll will change the height. Alt scroll, Shift scroll or Alt scroll? Okay, so that is something I have to fix. Alt scroll is supposed to work horizontally, making it wider instead of taller. So we're resetting this. Here we have screenshot, which I'm going to go to my desktop, which is up here, desktop. I go to screenshot 1, click enter, and now if we go to my desktop, we see we have a screenshot here. And if you think this is really small, you want a bigger one, Control Alt zoom in. And now screenshot. I'm going to desktop, screenshot. It's screenshot 2, enter. You got the bigger one. So if you can see, this is, oh, next one, okay. This is a bigger one. So that's what the screenshot feature is for. When you install your application, you also will get this shortcut, and I believe you would, okay. So okay, that's not there. Okay, so now we have the table. So here we have my team info, the name and stuff. In the center we have the packet, is what each profile is. So this should be called profile, which I'll be fixing it later too. So this is the time we've been getting. We got upside down. Okay, so we sorted by time. Okay, so here we have depth as well. We have all the depth here. You could check if something's wrong here. And this is another feature that if you hover over the data points here, you get the time and the depth. So here we're running depth. So here it's showing time and depth. And now is the table. We are going to right click and we have two options: export data, export raw data. So here I'm going to export data, and desktop here as well. I'm going to say data underscore, data. I'm going to save it. So here I have the data.csv. The data exported by the float data visualizer is always in a CSV. Here we have time and depth. We also have the units here, time in seconds, depth in meters. If you can see, we have our time, we have our depth. So now we right click, we have export raw data. Let's do the same thing. Desktop here, I'm going to type raw, click enter. And down here we have raw CSV. So this is basically what you're sending. This is what your receiver is receiving. So before you put it on table, the data looks like this. So that is what the raw is. This is what you're receiving. This is the raw data. So there's like a terminal tab here that is basically gonna have all this raw information. So once that is also ready, it's gonna have, oh, okay, this has to be removed. So that will have all this. The only thing it is used is to show you the raw data. It's not gonna do anything else. The table is where you can export to raw and export the data as like that. So what if you have pressure, salinity, depth, or all this extra stuff? So what I'm going to do now is file, recent is, I'm going to close this. Oh. This is my other Arduino code that's simulating the float. Here I'm getting depth and pressure. They are randomized, but for fun, I'm gonna make this also. I'm gonna make this 500 for more variety, just for fun. I'm gonna upload it to my Arduino so we can see how it's gonna work. Now it's done. I'm closing it because I do not know what will happen. So here I am going to create, let's see, here I'm just going to autofill so it finishes my connection. Here is the end transfer, starts my flags. Here I'm going to packet time is in seconds. My first measurement is, let's get the Arduino on. For fun, we're going to make this a start transfer. Here is going to be end transfer. That means I am going to remove the data. Then I upload it. While that is uploading, we're going to do, as you can see here, I'm doing depth first, and then I'm doing pressure. I'm going to close this. So I'm doing depth first, that's in meters. I'm doing pressure, that's pascals, I believe. And so we're going to continue. Oops. Okay, yeah. I forgot to name a connection. So if you have two connections with the same name, it's not allowed. As you can see, it's saying name already exists. Change name or delete the duplicate connection. So let's assume you accidentally type, like, let's see, a tilde, or I forgot what it's called. And you are forgetting this pressure. You do not have anything here. If I press confirm, it says the name is correct because it's not the same as serial connection 1. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. That has to be fixed as well. Here, only numbers allowed. You see, that's done. Here, we're missing the unit, so pressure is missing the unit, so that would be pascals. Here, we don't have the flag, but I know what the flag is. Say I accidentally put the same flag on both. You're going to say that the start and end flags are the same, so it's saying it cannot be same. So here I'm going to back to start and I confirm it. And if you check measurements, we have time, depth, and pressure with their respective units. You can also move them around. You can move it, if you don't like it here, you can put it here. That's your choice. But every time you do it, it's not going to be saved. Now here we're back to the table. This is the default. And I don't know if I mentioned, the top has the connection of the name of the connection. Serial connection 2, so you know what you're connecting to. So we can see we have depth here, but the next one we have pressure. So we start. As you can see, we're having pressure and it's getting data. At the same time, here we also have the depth, which is also getting data. You see here, we also have the depth, pressure, and all this stuff. If you don't like the format how this looks and you just want to change it for the way it looks, you can do this. And so you have pressure first, depth first, but I believe when you export, it still does depth and pressure. So let's see. As you see, we're done. So what if you click start again? Well, we see here there's a lot of information here. We see the graphs are full. And click start, and all those data is gone. All that data is gone, and this is a new one, as well as the table which has been reset. And I'm gathering data. It's coming. And let's see if everything works out right. And we're done. As you can see, it automatically stops. Well, the UI automatically stops, and you're done. So once you want to go back home, you click home, and you click quit, and you have quit the app. So this is the new Float Data Visualizer. As I said before, if you have any issues or problems, please feel free to open an issue. The link for the application will be down in the description, and if you somehow lose the link, it's gonna be here under link to YouTube video. Right now it says no link yet, but by the time it's uploaded, you will see here it's saying that it's gonna say YouTube video, or video for short. And I'll also have the issues site as well, so you guys can create an issue. So this is the Float Data Visualizer, and thank you for watching. I'm Aadarsh Devi from the MiramarWaterJets, and I'll see you guys later.